everybody, and welcome to day 8 of 12 days of gracefulness. I hope thus far you have been enjoying every bit of it, that you've received all the wisdom from all the amazing people that have been on this journey with me, and I am excited for what's to come, even beyond today. So today you get the honor, the privilege of just joining me. Today is my day, and I'm excited to be with you guys. So we have been talked about a whole lot of things. Day 8 is another amazing topic that I think we all need to talk about. It's all important for us to discuss. So day 8 is actually using mistakes as a catapult. So that's our topic for day 8, mistakes as a catapult. If you have missed days 1 through 7, please go back and watch. Please go back and garner all the wisdom and take notes and follow all of those who have given of themselves and their time to come and share with us. And as we go forward past day 8, please make sure that you continue to watch, continue to just get all this wisdom and stuff, so that as we go into this new year, we go into it amazing, right? Starting today. All right, so again, today is mistakes as a catapult with me. All right, so I like to start with the affirmation, as you all know. So today is no different. We're going to start with our affirmation. Then I'm going to scatter a few comments and then we're going to go on and keep it moving. I'm a little later today, so hopefully this still gets into your spirit as it needs to, even at the end of a day. So our affirmation: I am better. I'm no longer who I was. I am more than what I've done. I have grown past that, and I look forward to more. I am stronger, wiser. I have learned from my history, and my future is open to me. I am better. All right. So the affirmation again: I am better. I'm no longer who I was. I am more than what I've done. I have grown past that, and I look forward to more. I am stronger, wiser. I have learned from my history, and my future is open to me. I am better. All right, so that's our affirmation as we begin our discussion on day 8, mistakes as a catapult. Now, every single one of us has made a mistake, whether it has been a small mistake, a minor mistake, or a large, life-changing type of mistake. We've all done something that maybe, if we really think about it, we regret doing that thing. And sometimes we can just kind of roll with it, be like, it happened. Very well, keep it moving. There are other times where those mistakes cost us some things, where they cost us our joy, our happiness, our peace, because it was such a big life-changing thing that we're like, how do we get over this? So whoever you are, regardless of where you are, we all have that one thing in common. If we have nothing else in common, we've all made a mistake, and we have to admit it. So as I was thinking about this topic, I was like, okay, how do we address these things? And again, my goal with 12 days of gracefulness, one of them is to give us tools that we can actually utilize starting now, so that as we go forward, we won't have to struggle like we've been struggling. A lot of us struggled a lot in 2022 because we didn't have the correct tools. We didn't know how to access the resources. We didn't have the circle, whatever it was, to help us focus and tackle some of these issues. So 12 days of gracefulness is geared towards giving us the goals and the platform to push us and catapult us forward. So today is no different. Mistakes as a catapult. So what do you do when you have these things that you've done? Some of these things people know about, other things they don't know about. What do you do when you don't know what to do? Right? I'm thinking about those things for many of us that have kind of held us back. I know for me, I can think of one large mistake from my life many, many years ago. And it has affected me substantially over the years. Um, Not even because there was someone who was like browbeating me about it and all of that, but because I allowed myself to be imprisoned with the guilt, the shame, the depression, the fear of, oh, what if everybody finds out? The oh my gosh, I'm the worst person in the world because I made this mistake. The one thing I said I would never ever do in my life, all of those things. And so I had this one big mistake that I thought I would never be free from. And that's partly again because I placed myself in this cage, you know. Now, granted, if there are some who found out about it, they may have kind of held me in a box too. But in the end, it was more so of my own making. And so that one mistake, and I've made several over my life, believe me, but that one mistake changed the very outlook of my life. It changed how I thought about myself. It changed how I thought about my relationships with others. It changed how I thought others looked at me. Like in my head, I just knew that everybody knew that I had messed up so bad. And then they thought that I was just the worst person in the world, And so it changed my self-esteem about myself. It changed me from wanting to say, I feel beautiful today and I feel this and that and this, to, well, maybe I just want to be a wallflower. Maybe I don't want to be seen because maybe if I attract the wrong attention, that I'll make another mistake and I'll do something that I shouldn't do, and it became kind of like a spiral because it continued to bring me further and further down. So maybe somebody is listening. You messed up, and I mean messed up bad. I'm not talking about you were supposed to be on a diet and you went to McDonald's and decided you were going to get a soft serve, cone or whatever. Okay. Man, that's a mess up. You're on a diet. You're not supposed to do that. You know that, but I'm talking about that thing that is so just crucial to the periphery of your life. Like it just changes everything, that decision that you made that just changes everything. And maybe you're feeling that you can't get over it. You're feeling that you messed up so bad that there is no end in sight. There is no redemption for you. There is no forgiveness for you. You feel that you messed up so badly that no one would ever forgive you for this thing that you did. I'm talking to you who are wondering, where do you go next? What do you do? How do you do? What is the next thing I should do? You're thinking even negative thoughts, really bad negative thoughts, and took yourself into a depression because you messed up so bad. But let me tell you, honey, brother, whoever you are, we've all messed up so badly that we just we couldn't dig ourselves out of that hole. So you're not by yourself. As much as it feels like you're alone right now, you are not by yourself. We've all done something. And some of those things might stay in the closet. Nobody will ever find out. It's so well hidden that ain't nobody ever gonna know. But some of these things people might find out, and they might feel a certain kind of way about what you did and the decision that you made. But in the end, life happens. Y'all hear me say that a lot. That's part of my blog. Life happens. Life goes on. It keeps moving. And what we have to do is keep moving with it. So with those things that you're thinking about, it's time that we change how we think about our mistakes. Instead of them being almost an overseer of our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts, when we have those things that we mess up with, we have to change how we consider them. So I wrote down like 4 different points of how we can kind of deal with these mistakes as a catapult to our next, as opposed to a prison and as opposed to something that stops us from moving forward in our lives. So the first thing that I came to when thinking about my own mistakes, my own stuff, was having to admit that I made a mistake. And I know that seems so simple. It really does. But when you think about it, sometimes as humans, we have a rough time admitting that we messed up. My God. And I know there are times when I deny it to the end. No, I didn't. It's what needed to happen. It was meant to be. all those things that we say. And in the end, yes, some things are meant to happen. They're meant to do things in our lives for a reason. But we have to first admit the mistake. We have to acknowledge, okay, yeah, I messed up. And I messed up bad. And I really should not have done that. And maybe I should have said this differently, or I should have done this differently, or I should have not taken that door that got open. I should have just kind of walked away. Maybe I should have left him alone, left her alone. All those things that we should have done. So acknowledge the fact that you even made a mistake. That's the first, that's like an open door right there. Because if you can admit it, and take out the feelings, take out the shame, the depression, the frustration, the fear, the anger at yourself. Take out all of that stuff and admit that you made the mistake. Admit that you're human. Admit that you mess up. And it happens. Admit it. Okay? We're done. Second thing that I found was if it involved someone else. If it is a mistake that involves someone else, it was against someone else, it hurt someone else, ask them for forgiveness. Seek forgiveness. And that's as simple as heartfelt. I messed up. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You know, I've changed my heart. I've changed my mind about it. Now I need you to please forgive me. Now, when you do that, that doesn't mean that they're going to actually do it. And that's hard because you know, you humble yourself and you get past your own feelings and your emotions and all your stuff that you're feeling. And then you go to them and you're like, well, please, you know, please forgive me. And some of that shame is still there because, you know, you messed up. And then you might have that person who's like, I will never forgive you. Or they'll say, I can't right now. Like whatever it is, it might not be the just removal of all the feelings, you know, what you going and seeking forgiveness. Now you'll have some who'll be like, you know what, it's good. We're good. I can't talk to you right now. We can't be, you know, friends, but I forgive you. You know, it's all different levels. But even you taking that step and seeking that forgiveness from them is big. So once you do that, you release that. Okay? You ask for forgiveness. You don't grovel. You don't keep, you know, you ask heartfelt. You ask and you move on to what's next. And what was next for me, and I'm just giving you my process, was forgiving myself. My God, like that was probably the hardest of all of it. Like I was able to admit the mistake. It was obvious to me. Oh man. You know, eventually I was able to ask forgiveness. And I'm thinking about one particular thing, but over time with several mistakes, it's been the same kind of process. I was able to ask forgiveness and seek that and acknowledge that maybe the relationship is different or whatever happens, but I was able to do that. But when it came to forgiving myself, I was so stuck on how much I messed up, how much I hurt others, how much I damaged myself, how it made me look. The fact that I said I would never, and I mean never. There's like certain things on your list I know you like, I will never ever. And I tell people, don't say it. Because as much as we say we will never, that'll be the one thing that comes and tempts us to do. And when we mess up, it takes you down a low, low path because you thought you would never, right? So with this, I had to step by step forgive myself. I had to acknowledge that I was more than my mistake, that the mistake did not define me. It didn't determine who I was. It didn't negate all the good and all the positive and all the things that I have done, you know, for others in this world. That one mistake did not change the integrity of who I was. It may have shifted how I did things and how I thought about things and in some ways made me more empathetic and a whole lot of other things. But in the end, it did not make me less of who I was because I messed up. And it took me years to get to that point. I mean, years. It wasn't an overnight thing. Like there were times when I was just so low because I would think about this mess up and I would wonder, how in the world could I have ever? But eventually, it got to a point where my heart was healed enough, where my mind was strong enough, where I was strong enough to say, I am more than that one mistake. I am more than that temporary decision. I am more. I'm better, you know? And that's where we have to get. That's really hard, but you have to start that process of forgiving you. Nobody can forgive you like you can. Because you can go and you can seek that forgiveness from other people and they can forgive you, but then you're still sitting there and thinking that you're the worst of the worst and that you're no better than this and you're no better than that. Forgive yourself. Please. Yes, you messed up. No, you shouldn't have done it. But it's a good time to make a decision to go a different way. So please, whatever you're dealing with, don't let that take you down. Don't let that depression win. Don't let that fear of others finding out win. Don't let that failure feeling win. Don't let anything take you down when you know that as humans, we mess up. So forgive you. And then the last thing that I thought about with this was learn the lesson or lessons from it and let it go. Learn them, let it go. And that sounds so simple. But after you have done that work of forgiving you, you've admitted it, you've asked for forgiveness from others, you've forgiven yourself. After you've done all that, you owe it to yourself to say, okay, I learned this, and this. Check off this box, and all these boxes. And then I was able to say, you know what? It happened. I did it. But I'm free. It no longer holds me. It no longer has a, what's the word? I'm not even sure what word I'm looking for. But it no longer has that place in my life that it used to. So I can let it go. I learned it. I got it. And it's gone. Not saying you'll never think about it again. Not saying it won't ever come up. That's not realistic. But saying that if it does, you acknowledge, okay, I'm not where I used to be. I'm not who I was when that happened. I'm not there anymore. So learn it, let it go. And then last thing, don't do it again. Don't go back. Once you've done this process, don't go back. Don't go through it again. It's not worth it. To have to do this whole process again. You've done the work, you've tackled this one thing, and then you do it again. Don't do that. You are better than that. You are more than that. I believe you are. And so once you've done that hard work, don't make it hard again by doing it again. All right. So that's all. That's all I came to say to y'all today. This is a fun topic because we all deal with the mistakes. We all deal with the stuff that we shoulda, coulda, woulda done. All that stuff, we deal with it. But it's how we function in it. It's how we process through it. It's how we make ourselves better because of it that actually matters. And as we are ending out this year, I don't want anybody to go into a new year holding on to the mistakes of your past and using that as a shield from being better. Because that's what it is. If you're holding on to this stuff and it's so tight and so locked up, you can never be better than who you are today if you don't allow yourself to get past that stuff. There's more to you than today. There's more to you than your history. There's more to you than even the low thoughts that you think about yourself. So it's time for us to even now start to navigate those waters of all the feelings that come with us messing up so that we can be better in a new year. We start that process now. Okay? So that's all. I want us to be better. I want us to do better. And I want you to start that today. And don't let these mistakes be your stumbling block. Let them be your catapult into what's next and who you are next and all the amazing things that I'm sure you look forward to and want to do. Let this mistake, these things that you've done, let them be a catapult into the next. Let them actually push you to be even better in who you're supposed to be. When I look back on the mistakes I've made, I can honestly say that though it didn't feel good in the moment and though it was just messed up, in the end, it worked out good for me. It made me different. It made me consider different. It made me a little more aware of my holes and my voids and things that I need to work on. It made me more empathetic. It made me more have a heart for people who mess up, because I understand that it might not necessarily be your heart to mess up, but sometimes your mind takes you out when you have to, your heart, right? So let's go. Let's get past it. Let's be more. Let's do more. And let's use these mistakes as our catapult. Okay. So this has been day 8, mistakes as a catapult. I'm going to end with our affirmation as usual. Please share, bring somebody in who might be struggling and let them see this, let them see the other days and help them to process into a better next year. Okay. So our affirmation: I am better. I'm no longer who I was. I am more than what I've done. I have grown past that, and I look forward to more. I am stronger, wiser. I have learned from my history, and my future is open to me. I am better. That's it. Day 8, mistakes as a catapult. I will see y'all next time. Have a wonderful night. Bye.